Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Just Cole from JoCo Barbecue back once again. Today we're going to prepare some pork belly to cure and turn into bacon. So hopefully we'll be getting this done, trimmed up and put down to cure this afternoon. So we're going to do two different cures. One's just a bacon red rub and then the one's just a bacon rub with black. So they just got different sorts of herbs and spices and bits and pieces put in. So what we'll start with is we've already had the skin removed from these pork bellies. There's not a great deal of fat on the top at the moment, but we'll just trim that up to try and get a uniform amount of fat probably throughout the top of the whole pork belly. We're probably looking at something like this here where you've got about 6 millimeters of fat. You can see the same there. This side's a little thicker than it is over here, so we'll just try and even that up and get rid of any of the big chunks of fat. And my faithful assistant here beside me, I'm sure will clean up all the scraps. So we're getting it stuck into that. What we really do is just slide the knife along the surface. Try not to take too much meat at a time, because fat is flavour. So you don't want to get rid of all of it, but at the same time, if you've got too much, you don't get penetration of your flavours into your meat. Sit. Good boy. No complaints from him, it's not even cured yet. As most of you know, it's like, don't be worried about having too much fat, because like when you normally cook bacon, most of that fat will actually render out of the bacon anyway when you're cooking it. So if you've got a big chunk that's hard to get to, sort of like this down the end here, we've got quite a large seam that runs through and it tapers off to something quite thin here. I'm not going to worry too much about that. I might just sort of give it a trim here just to get rid of the large knob of it. Sort of, yeah. Other than that, it shouldn't be too bad. Once it's sliced and it's cooked, it will all render down. Most of it anyway. Yeah, that one's not looking too bad now. Obviously, like I said, there is that quite large seam of fat right there, but we're not going to attack that too much because we'll lose too much of our end product if we go cutting away too crazy like. Just get rid of these bits that have been half cut off, just because they're not going to slice well at the end. Yeah, it's just, and it's not going to present well. Like I said, the dog really likes these bits, so no complaints from him. Hey. So that one's done. Get stuck into the next one. Okay guys, we've got a nice, just a very big fat seam just along here. That end bit there is predominantly fat with a tiny bit of muscle. So all I do is just trim that bit straight off. See, there's next to no meat in that, that's mostly fat. So that's a trimming done for both those slabs of belly. Just a it's just lots of fat. Lots of fat in pork belly. And that is one of the reasons why it tastes so damn good. Alright. So we're supposed to be doing this in glass dishes. Of good word, but I do not have any glass dishes. So we're just gonna have to make do with what I've got, which is simply just one ceramic dish and then just a normal baking dish. So just lay the pork belly in there, the first pork belly. Just go fat side down for now. This is probably the way, when I flip it over, that's the way it'll stay for the first day or so of brining before I flip it. So we'll go with that red rub on this one. See what's going on in there. It's a bit dark, very dark. Anyway, it smells delicious. So we'll just put a decent coating of this on the pork. Try not to get the rub everywhere, because as most of you barbecue folk will know, the missus will go crook at you for making a mess. Even if you are cooking it for them. Just so you know. Alright. Just got a nice thick coating of that rub on here. Should try and move what I'm doing a little bit so you can see a bit better. Let's go. That's better. Alright. So like I said, we've got a nice thick coating of that bacon rub. Just push it down, make sure it's stuck really well. Now what we do is we'll just get him out. You'll lose quite a bit of the rub. Don't be too worried about it. Your juices, obviously, you lose juice from the meat and it'll go in and it'll break down the rest of the cure that's in the bottom and it'll be absorbed into the meat eventually. So don't stress too much. Obviously you don't want it submerged in the brine, but a little bit extra is not going to hurt. So what we'll also do is when we go to smoke these guys, after the 7 days is up, we'll smoke these fat side down. We will do it at quite a low temperature, so you should not get too much rendering of the fat, but you will lose some out of it. So if we're doing that fat side down, we're protecting the meat from drying out from the heat coming from the bottom up, but we're also letting that extra fat that we've got there, we want it to render a little bit so it's not as thick when we cook it. Slice it and cook it in the end. Just get this, just do a couple of turns in the leftover cure. Make sure you get the sides, get the ends, get in there real deep black. Right, go. So it's that one done. Slight mess, not too much. I'd say not too much anyway. Others might say differently. So all of these products we've got here that I use are available from Riverway Meats. These have not been released yet, but are to be released in the coming weeks, I do believe. So yeah, watch this space. Just do the other belly. Alright, here we go. Last pork belly. Lay that in this tray. Just do the same as we did last time. We're just using the other rub this time. This is the bacon rub, the black one. Get there eventually. Alright, so we'll do same deal. Just sprinkle it over. As you can see, this is super easy. Super easy. Probably the hardest part about this whole thing is waiting for it to cure. For me anyway, I'm impatient. Watching these sit in the fridge for a week is going to absolutely destroy me. Just once again, just get the sides. Make sure we get the good coating all over. Right, so what we do now is we'll cover these guys in Glad wrap and leave them for 7 days, turning them once a day, roughly. It's every day and a half. Just so we'll get the juices run out. You don't want to dry out one side and keep the other side moist. So the juices will run out and you'll have a couple of millimeters of juice. Say tomorrow afternoon when I go to flip them, you'll flip over and the other side will sit in that juice for a little bit longer. So we're not drying out one side and moistening the other. You want to keep the whole thing as uniform as possible. Right, well, I'll put Glad wrap on these and we'll put them away and we'll get back to these maybe in 3 days time. I'll do another video of me flipping them and you can see how they've actually progressed. And then we'll get into the exciting part of cooking it and eating it.